Manifestation.
Thought if you came back, maybe it would help. I'm sorry, that's... No.
It's great, Belle. Really. Thanks.
Okay, that's enough. Quiet now. Fine. Who wants a treat?
Ooh, me. I want one.
Well, I don't have any.
Why'd you get my hopes up?
A little white lie to quell the riot.
Are you sure it's little to them? Yeah, Davrin, where's my treat?
Come on, guys, give me a break. Rook?
What are we all saying?
Well, it isn't be quiet.
Sorry, it's all I've got.
Wait, you can't just leave me with the...
Good luck with that. Hey, glad you stopped by. I was gonna grab drinks with the Lords of Fortune at the Hilt. Come along if you want. Get to know the Lords. Sounds good. Huh. Nice.
Interested in visiting the Memorial Gardens?
What are you up to?
I must tend to some rites in the necropolis. I'd like to show you its more peaceful side. We've a fighter.
We've an unseen visitor.
Greetings. We shall meet.
Got company. Got us at range. Watch it. Now it's your turn.
call Manfred Fred?
Sure. You walked into my office, I said, Fred, can I call you Fred? He nodded. Seemed happy about it. If he doesn't like it...
Oh, Manfred doesn't mind. He quite likes you. Does the diminutive imply a certain level of comfort with the necromantic arts?
It shows a certain level of comfort with your friend. The rest of it, well, that depends.
On what?
On what the mage using it is up to.
See if we can figure this out.
I see we've company.
Got us from a distance.
Thank you again for coming. My duties include tending to these rites of remembrance. Excellent. Manfred found his way down. Very good, Manfred.
He sounds excited.
I thought we'd start the rites here. A tableau of the dead, commissioned 173 years ago. These lives were flickers against the ages, precious, fragile, and finite. Now they serve as a warning. Don't linger overlong in the gloom. Live with grace and fervor while you may.
It's like being in a very, very specialized museum.
Yes, but the purpose of the tableau...
Wait, did one just move?
That one's livelier. Here. Who were you when you breathed above?
This body was a tailor's, a mother's. She laughed and taught and wove the robes kings wore when they were crowned.
Did you see how necromancy works in this world?
Thoracic vertebrae. I hope the novices are inspecting the displays.
Seems disrespectful to abandon something you built.
Precisely. No wonder there's been an uptick in hauntings.
Wait, what?
Let's continue.
So, necromancy is not like
we light candles in
your normal messing with a single undead body kind of thing. A lot of these skeletons, like Manfred, is made from multiple parts. Wisps are spirits that like focus on an emotion out in the world, and necromancy is the method of basically generating a body for wisps to inhabit. I mean, it is raising the dead, but not like in a traditional sense, I guess. I think he said Manfred was very, very curious, wisp in particular. And I think he picked his own head. He let Manfred decide what head went on the body.
Examining the graves?
Would you care to light the candle, Rook? Look at this. The last tomb of the Tannhausens. A very influential family in the Storm Age.
We broke the bones of dragons.
A posthumous motto. Their last heir met his match against a Highland Ravager.
Death by dragon? I'm surprised there was enough to bury.
Do you know, I never expected that the door we found back in the Vault of the Beloved would lead here.
So the necropolis actually shuffles its rooms around?
From time to time. Very unlikely to happen while we're inside a chamber.
I don't like unlikely.
Could you light the next candle?
I prefer impossible quite a bit, actually.
Aha! One of my favorite flowers! A variegated weeping widower.
You know your plants.
Alchemy is my hobby. It's a break from teaching spirit calling and theoretical applied metaphysics.
Bet you'd love some of the books the Shadow Dragons, liberated from a few Magisters.
This way, Rook.
You were right about the gardens being peaceful.
The necropolis has its dangers, but these places are a refuge for the dead.
How many people are buried here, anyway?
Excellent question. We rarely should take a new census. You'll need to light these candles as well. Open your hearts to the final day, companion of all the ages. I was pleasantly surprised by your respect for our undead tableau earlier, Rook. I'm beginning to think people outside Navarra find the necropolis a little unnerving.
Shadow Dragons are used to weird architecture. More skulls here, though.
The spirits gather. Only a few more candles. Follow me. Ah, look here.
Hi. Should I say hi?
It's curious about you. We're also enjoying the gardens, but we've one last ritual ahead. On your way, my friend.
Spirits really are your specialty.
I've always had a rapport with them. Even as a child, they were my companions.
After you started training here?
After I was orphaned.
Oh.
A collapsed building, swift deaths. After the funeral, the Watchers took me in.
They thought the necropolis was the best place for an orphan?
Better to learn death dwells all about us than be deaf when it calls. Yet, I was terrified of everything when I arrived.
And you still joined the Watchers?
They're what saved me. Come, the next set of graves lies ahead. Please, light the next candles if you would. There's much to recommend about the rhythm of a ceremony. It eases our worst hours. As a boy, the Watcher's rituals were exactly what I needed to steady my days with purpose.
And some death magic?
Well, every young mage needs a speciality. All this pageantry, this magnificent gloom and its rites, I ask you, Rook, what is it for?
It's gotta be the living, right?
Yes, exactly, exactly. This place is an abundance of history, of magic, of memories. The Watchers preserve it so the living may draw comfort from those who've gone before.
I'm gonna take these rusty tongs while we
We must get to the candle, please, Manfred.
You told Harding that Manfred used to be a wisp until you gave him a body?
Yes, he's taken so well to it. Haven't you, Manfred? Here are the last candles you'll need to light. Once you're ready, we'll need to ring the bell. Let the rites be acknowledged. Our bonds seen and sealed. We honor the listening spirits.
Hail from the abyss.
We witness, good Watcher, faith kept in all our paths.
What was...
The necropolis hosts many spirits. We thank these guardians for their protection and friendship. We'll need to ring the bell once more to close out the departing ceremony.
you do it, so I don't know why you're asking me to tell you to do it. This place is cool.
So you were really afraid of this place as a child?
It wasn't the necropolis itself, but what was draped around it. Have you ever been frightened by the thought of dying, Rook?
Hasn't everyone, from time to time?
When I was younger, it happened more often than that. That's when I discovered I possess a great terror of dying. It goes beyond dread. Can't be reasoned with or soothed over. It comes without warning. In the dead of night, in sunlit streets, a raw, strangling fear struck somewhere deep past the heart.
That's an issue for a necromancer.
Oddly, I discovered I wasn't alone. I debated this fear with friends. I argued with teachers. Yet, it lingered. Manfred's right. That's maudlin enough. There are struggles, but a watcher should always find peace amongst the graves. And what sort of host would I be if we didn't end with some light refreshment?
Well, if Manfred's excited, how can I refuse? Cheers, Manfred.
God damn. Can I get there? I wonder.
see if we can figure this out.
It's a meditative puzzle on the echoes of our actions.
You know the solution?
It needs to be discovered if it's to have any meaning.
All right.
Frost blown dark before the dawn, silence go for them to sleep, no sound murmurs through the mind, nothing turns within the deep. Yeah, I'll come back. Hold on. Where does this lead to?
Certainly.
Okay, where do I put a wisp? And you can pick up the wisp here. Oh, right there.
What do you dream of in the dark?
No! Not yet! Don't bury me! I'm alive! I'm still alive! It's open. There's light.
Aw. That was nice. I can see that. Death's new bounty blooms awake. Wrapped in silken morning sights, golden is your newfound birth, flame eternal in your eyes.
Let's try this again.
Rises now the evening star, counterweight a hail desire. I gotta go do laundry. I'll be back in like a minute and I'll figure out this puzzle. Or maybe you'll help me. Alright, let's figure out this puzzle situation. Nothing used in Noonday Shade. That's how So morning, noon, evening, night, I believe. Oh. Fire on the sands above, stirs breath, paints the sky. Shepherd's wake, hawk's cry. Yeah. Frostblown dark before dawn. Yeah. So we start with twilight.
No problem at all.
And then we go to noon.
I've a question for you about Minrathous, Nev.
Do you?
I've heard its mage circles are the strongest in Tevinter.
So they claim.
One does hear things, boasts about particular methods and so on.
Funny. We hear the same about Navarro.
Allow me.
That opened up something.
Oh, that's not bad. Oh, there's an item I need help finding. It is called the Mage's Gambit. I have one of them. I need a second for it to like really be good. Also, where the fuck is this chest piece? There's a chest here. I see it on the map. Up? Like, I don't understand. There's no way up there. Okay. That worked. I mean, I was part right. The Mage's Gambit is an orb, if that helps. Correct. There should be multiple locations, I just need to find one more.
What is... Is that a cloud inside?
Oh, grave mist isn't a wine. It's magically infused vapors, captured near tombs where spirits dwell.
Yum.
I don't partake myself, but it's supposedly quite invigorating.
Okay. Oh boy. The Hosberg wetlands. I'm pretty sure I found it in somebody's manor. An estate of some kind, I don't know. Okay, haven't been there yet. In a lighthouse puzzle, you say? Maybe I got that one, but tell me more about this lighthouse puzzle. That might help. So I think I might have two. I need one more, basically.
We're not alone.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident the one in the wetlands is one of the ones I got. I don't know if I've gotten one or two, to be clear. I know there's two more for me to get, but that doesn't mean much.
Of them.
Maybe I didn't get the lighthouse puzzle one. Alright, that's fine. And Reddit only has those 3 places? That doesn't mean there's not a 4th either. Ugh.
Those are bones. Has this spirit been scattering someone's corpse around?
It considers this all a game. Let's return the remains to where they belong.
Eyes open. beat the odds there. Let's finish this.
We're taking fire! Have them now!
The bones we found just disappeared.
Of course they did.
Let's try this again.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's probably where I saw it.
That did it. The bones are back where they should be. You need a wisp.
I do have the enchanted Athame, but I haven't even fucking touched it. It's I have one of it. I'm missing 4 of them. I don't know if I want another Time Ward Mage Knife. I'm kind of really happy with it as it is right now. I feel like upgrading it is gonna make it worse. But I'll probably upgrade it by accident and live with it. So when you get more versions of a weapon, you just keep upgrading it, right? This one is all about Arcane Bomb. Does more Arcane Bomb damage, does Arcane Bomb stagger, heals on Arcane Bomb. And the final upgrade makes it so Arcane Bomb now does an AoE, but costs mana. It would mean I'd be casting my abilities basically never in boss fights. It is 80% of what I do, but it isn't all that I do, you know? Okay, I've opened every chest that I have access to, with the exception of that one. Yeah. The extra mana in particular seems really exciting. Again, on the bottom, it's going to increase the cost of all my abilities by a lot, actually. And that's less exciting. But at least it makes them do more damage. And since it increases my maximum anyways, it'll kind of offset it a little bit, I guess. It is, however, a 25% increase to maximum mana and a 33% increase to the cost of all my abilities.
Emmerich and I met in the gardens.
Yes, indeed.
How pleased we are to see you hale and whole.
Good news. We defeated a possessed dragon here.
A triumph. It's clear you came along to divest pride of its shell.
Its death shrieked well, half our ears.
I gathered all the bones that Wisp left scattered around.
Many thanks. Such a relief to know the body's been made whole.
It's complained of cold for weeks.
We unlocked a room in the gardens with the bells. Whose was it?
It varies as the necropolis sees fit from time to time.
On patterns too fine for even we to know.
Greetings once again.
Watchable Curran. Always a pleasure. Such a promising child.
He's been grown a while. You're forgetting time.
How do mortal minds track the years?
Oh, one more.
So you two just give out ancient wisdom for free?
Where else should we be but the place that shaped what we are?
You know that home is never far, after all.
Not really what she asked, but... Yeah, I don't know how to get up there. I'm not super pressed about it.
Prepare yourselves.
Oh, let's get some of the core. What do we want as of the core here? Do we want the skeletal arrangement? Do we want the Navaran? Oh, that's the core, sorry. And the other one is the Soul's Journey. Skeletal arrangement is an unnerving depiction of bodies merging and forming new shapes. And Soul's Journey is an artistic interpretation of the Navaran beliefs of life and death. They're both cheap, actually.
The dead await.
Let's go find out. Let's go change our decor. Had to do a whole puzzle for this.
I wish I could breathe fire. I don't know, it just feels like the kind of thing that could be useful, you know?
Sometimes it helps to burn through stuff.
I wonder if we could make it go further or hotter. How long can you hold your breath?
Not long. Healers say it's because breathing fire hurts my lungs.
Oh, never mind then.
Do I have anything here, actually? Oh, I do have stuff. That's the skeletal arrangement, and that's the Soul's Journey. Let's do the Soul's Journey. That looks nice, and it's got skeletons, too. You know? Already got that there. I think I can put the other one here. So I can put a crow, a relief, I can put the skeletal ranchman, and another Soul's Journey. Let's do this, what the hell. Not that unnerving. That looks nice. That's alright, that's fair. You got me there. Although I was never really unnerved.
With all my regards, but I don't want them to think me homesick.
Hi, Emmerich.
Rook, hello. Just composing a few letters. The other Watchers have been most interested in our adventures.
So I've heard people call necromancers mortalitasi. What's the difference between them
For sure.
and Lorn Watch?
Oh, all Navaran necromancers are mortalitasi. The Watchers are a special order within them.
Very fancy.
We've certain privileges and attendant responsibilities.
What's the Morn Watch do?
Our first duty is safekeeping the Grand Necropolis and preparing the funerary dead. Another is stopping misuse of dark magic and necromancy.
Must keep you busy.
Not often, but on occasion.
What's the Grand Necropolis like?
Its majesty has stilled the tongues of kings and queens. It's a haven for spirits and the dead, a vast well of history, the duty and shelter of every Watcher. We who serve it are pledged to an eternal vigil.
What do Watchers, watch for?
There are stranger and more dangerous things than spirits in the Fade, Rook. The Watchers stand against them when their shadows rise.
And anything lately?
A few portents I cannot put down solely to the chaos of the elven gods, but nothing definitive. Perhaps only shivers in the void.
I couldn't help overhearing the word homesick.
Oh, I'm fine. Completely absorbed in our venture. But if I were home, I'd be preparing for new students or requests to speak to the dead.
You didn't stop teaching just to be with us, did you?
I'm long overdue for a sabbatical. Besides, do you know how many students the faculty wanted in my class next season? 10! How's one meant to tailor separate lessons for 10 pupils at a time?
Honestly.
Can people just ask you to show up for some corpse whispering?
Oh, nothing official. There are very few of us, but we help here and there. Questioning a victim of murder, clearing up disputed wills, and sometimes fetching back last words from a loved one.
You can get anything out of the dead and they just let you leave Navara?
My gift has limitations. The dead only know what they did in life. What was clear under the sun is sometimes blurred when I revive them.
Makes sense.
Honestly, some conversations aren't worth the trouble. Death encourages obstinacy.
Good to chat. I'll let you get back to your letter.
Before you go, I wanted to thank you for your company in the Memorial Gardens. There's another ceremony I have to perform there. If you'd like to visit again. Not yet, but soon.
Oh, I'm glad. I was worried that I couldn't romance the guy because he's too old. That's kind of messed up.
Sounds good. Sometimes I miss home too.
Rook, I'm not... well, perhaps a little.
You'll cheer up once we look at some graves, I bet.
The ceremony should be most centering. I'll let you know.
I mean, that would be nice, right? There would be no disputed wills basically ever anyway at that point. There's been some really bad ones, right? Like, I don't know. Oh, Jesus. So, this is the original decor. This is the Dalish one that I bought recently. The Elven one. And this is the Navaran one. Yeah. Let's keep that for now. A Nevin Davin hanging out? Oh, I gotta go. Best boy.
Davrin, if a person is blighted and doesn't go through whatever wardens go through, how long?
Depends on the person. With the changes to the blight, the answer's even more uncertain.
Right. Well, another thing we can't predict.
I'll bet. And hey, you're probably not allergic to it, you know? It's a burb. That's win-win.
Need an edge in the Hall of Valor? Come take a look.
Oh, I found another enchanted theme, but it's gonna be a while before I get it.
kick some ass.
Shit. Yeah.
I saw the Hivernal flying by with my own eyes, big as the sky.
I'm gonna pause this. I gotta go get my laundry. I'm sorry.
and ready for the lords to come be heroes. We take it down, and the village nearby will eat like kings and love us for
Okay, back now.
it. It had bright red and blue scales. They'll be worth a fortune, even beyond the Horde.
That's not a Hivernal. You saw a Calton's on. And she's acting normal. She's not one of the dragons blighted by the gods. Going after her would get us killed for no good reason.
I'm gonna have to side with the Lord of Fortune's resident dragon expert.
You sure you're not just scared, Tosh?
Fight it if you want. Tell us where to send your stuff after it kills you.
Aw, sorry, Cutter. Tosh gets final say. We leave the Caltons on alone.
You think I can't fight a dragon just because I don't breathe fire?
You can't fight a dragon because you don't know what you're doing.
Fine. You're the expert.
Damn. Whatever. I do like when she talks shop.
I guess he couldn't handle the heat.
Not like you can, huh?
Oh, it doesn't bother me.
That is
There's rumors of another dragon
not what I
to
said
the
at all.
west. Heard anything, Tosh?
Yeah. Not sure if it's blighted like the ones that attacked Minrathous and Treviso. But it's killing people in villages near Arlethan Forest. They need help.
Well, that's glory.
It's Fire Breather. They always have lairs with a horde.
And there's gold. Tempted yet?
We might be able to spare the time for a dragon hunt.
Can't wait to see what you find. Now, has Tosh told you about fighting a Gamadon Stormrider in the middle of a typhoon?
Best time to catch him.
Oh, it was glorious, Rook.
So, Isabella has been in this game since the first one. She was a pretty minor, and by minor I mean you have one conversation with her.
Hey!
But she was a fan favorite for two
Depends
reasons.
on who's asking.
Who'd stolen them and taken them to
Hold on.
Minrathous.
She helped recover the Amaranthine scrolls. Oh, we're in your debt.
Always happy to irritate the Venatori.
Amen, sister. But she became very popular because one, she was cool and a badass. And two, you're never gonna guess this, she was horny as hell. You could have a threesome with her if you played your cards right, and people thought that was amazing. But she was also, to be clear, very cool. So it was a mix of both.
We need to get some of this rubble cleared up. You want plenty of ways to spend your coin here.
Then she was a playable party member in the second game. And now she's just quote unquote an important character in this game.
Till next time. I've never seen anything like this. The whole...
How do I get there? How did I not activate that beacon?
forest is in chaos.
She was also very horny in the second game. But she was the, for lack of a better term, the character you don't super trust. You know, she's a pirate. She's kind of like, do we trust her, do we not? One of the chapters is almost a war started by her stealing something. And here now she's just kind of a boss lady for one of the factions. I don't think she did anything in Inquisition.
Nice. May and the rest.
We have our moments.
They talked about gender stuff, and I didn't get all of it, but it helped. So, thanks.
Anytime.
So these two were having a little chat. Tash was asking Nev about
Fun.
About why does she wear dresses? And if it was because her mom wanted her to and stuff like that, you know. And
Good.
And in the conversation, Nev asks her, like, Nev kind of catches it a bit. She's like, that's odd. And she asks Tash if she likes being a woman. If she hates being a woman. And Tash is like, everybody hates being a woman. I'm like, I don't. And then Nev recommended that there's some people in the Shadow Dragons that like have been through something, and then maybe she should talk to them and see how she feels about it, and that's what they're referencing.
Over there. That could be the haunting spirit Myrna told us about. Something about a spirit who sleep with... stolen by the gods.
And now... others dreaming. What's our element said? I've heard the Veil Jumpers call him the Nocturne.
Fuck it.
He's released. Maybe now he'll get the sleep he longed for.
Oh. No, that's actually kind of bad.
Watch yourself. Trouble coming.
Got us at range. Watch it.
Watch for incoming.
We've got this easy.
They're down.
Got me. Damn it. Okay, that's interesting.
Here comes trouble.
Got us the range. Under fire. Brooke gets that one. Made it through.
Okay, I haven't done that yet, so that's good news for me. Haven't had access to it yet. It's probably after I meet the expert. Oh, I wonder if the expert's Morgan. Well, we'll find out soon enough. Ah, yeah, there's a new quest here. Hello.
This is one of the Evanuris. Might even be Gillenane or Elgernon.
Assholes.
This artifact isn't working right. Maybe if I looked at the crystals it's connected to.
Feels like something Balara should be involved in, but
person who set this up was in contact with someone, or something, from the Fade.
The spirits around the Hall of Valor seem very invested in all of it.
Spirits like fun too.
Sure, but one of them was trying to take wages. So I said, I bet the demons in Marathas could teach you a thing or two about betting rings. The spirit said, I bet you're right, and handed me 5 gold. I feel a point was missed.
Hey, you got 5 gold. Take the win.
Come on. There we go.
That's all the crystals. Hopefully that fixes the artifacts. That's a person. Or it was. And it came out of the Fade.
Stench of blood magic's all over this. Someone called a spirit, or a demon.
Might be best if we stop tampering. The forest will reclaim it.
Okay. Oh, it's locked.
And another Fen'Harel altar.
I think this is as far as I get to go. Let's see if we can find this. Yeah, I found everything. I am 2 chests short in this area, so there can't be a lot left to find.
Let's see if we can figure this out.
If I could turn this on.
What do we have here? Eyes up.
That does not give me what I need. It's the final step, but I still have like 3 other steps to do. This is the key step right here. Try going the other way, but I don't think that's...
Got company.
Because I can't jump with it.
What do we have here?
I got nothing. Oh. Okay. Got it. Probably.
I wonder what this is about.
That here.
There we go.
Ta-da! Okay. I guess I forgot to turn in a quest. Let's do that.
What tidings?
We got rid of that haunting in Arlathan.
It sleeps once again.
Excellent work.
No, the quest I just finished.
Ever more to do?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go meet Morrigan. That is all we have left to do. I'm not convinced that the salesperson left Minrathous for good either. I feel like I've seen the thing for sale, so if I see a merchant on the way, I'll stop.
Come to think of it.
Does your jeweler work with inlay, Tosh? Why? Change your mind? If I save up enough... If I save up enough, I might want a new leg. A choice of looks can't hurt.
Ooh, nice. How about gold with a ruby inlay?
I cling my leg all the time. Gold gets dinged up. Ruby inlay, though. I can work with that.
Let me know when you're ready. I'll get you a discount.
Thanks, Tosh.
You deserve nice things.
Who dies next?
Need something? We'll make a deal. Please, return again.
Alright, that was not the guy I hoped to find. Would I find somebody?
Rumored resistance group up front.
Hey,
And
yeah.
now a dragon. What's happening to this city? I heard some people lost their homes. I wish there was something.
I was wishing I could bring Harding for this, so this is kind of cool. Harding and Morgan know each other.
Why did Morgan want to meet in Minrathous? Isn't she helping the Veil Jumpers in Arlathan?
Indeed. But today we have a guest, and she needed the anonymity that only a city provides.
Well, look who it is.
Good to see you, Lace.
Rook, you remember how Varric and I served the Inquisition? Well, this is Inquisitor Adar, the woman who led us all.
How many famous people do you know, Harding? Should I expect the Divine to show up?
She also served in the Inquisition, but we didn't talk much.
Morgan and Harding have
That's
told
funny.
me about what you've accomplished since taking over for Varric. You've put together an impressive team, and you've got the best chance, maybe the only chance, to stop Elgernon and Gillenane.
I mean, it's the one I quote-unquote made in the beginning of the game, but, you know.
I won't let you down.
Don't worry about me. Worry about the people you've recruited, and about the people depending on you. I only sealed the breach because I had people like Cassandra, Liliana, and Cullen with me from the start. Without Dorian's magic and Josephine's diplomacy, we never would have come together to stop Corypheus. Years later, I had to disband the Inquisition, but I never lost the friends who had gotten me through it all. Ultimately, they're the only ones you can really count on. Do right by them, and you'll find your way.
We've got the makings of a good team, I think. We'll do our best.
And while you do so, Rook, the Inquisitor will do her best to ensure that the rest of the world remains intact. A daunting prospect, given that most of the South is under siege by Darkspawn.
It's that bad?
If not for the Inquisitor, the South would have collapsed completely. She has not been idle while you assembled your team.
If the South is in such turmoil, why come up here just to talk? And how did you get here so fast?
Did you think you were the only one to unlock the secrets of the Illuvians?
Morgan helped the Inquisition use the Illuvians to travel.
While I lack the Dreadwolf's Viravus, I may still scurry between the walls of this world to be where I might do the most good. The Inquisitor asked to meet you, and I thought it might help you to meet her.
I thought the gods were mostly active up here. It's really that bad in the south?
Elgernon and Gillenane have indeed restricted their activities to the north. But the forces they deployed to the south, the strange new Darkspawn, have spread fear and corruption greater than any blight in history.
Darkspawn have cut through the center of Orlais. Valroyo and Halamsharal are barely holding out. Ferelden would have fallen already if not for help from Orzammar. With Denerim lost, the Fereldans are holding the line at Redcliffe.
Fuck.
The Free Marches have the worst of it. Acting Viscount Aveline Valen led the evacuation of Kirkwall. She's taking her people and what's left of her army to help Prince Vale keep Starkhaven.
Maker, we didn't know. My mom.
Don't worry. I called in a favor with the Divine. Your mother's safe with some old friends.
Thank you.
The Inquisition might be gone, but my name still carries some weight. I've used it to get people working together where they can. Again, the South is my problem, not yours, Rook. You stop the gods, and I'll make sure the rest of Thedas doesn't fall to the Blight.
I mean, I do need mostly an army, but I know I'm not gonna get it.
I have a team, but not much in the way of forces. If there's any military support you can spare.
I'm sorry. Our forces in the south are stretched thin already. And I'm afraid the Grey Warden leadership doesn't think much more highly of me than they do of you.
The Inquisitor did not come all this way to leave you with empty words, however. She brought something no one else could.
A wolf statuette. We've found others like it in the crossroads. Where'd you find yours?
I found it right around the time Solas's ritual failed, when he was pulled into the Fade. We've examined the magic, and it's tied to the Veil. To him. Somehow.
Solas is ancient, and his magic is part of him in a way far beyond that of mortals. I suggest you take it to the crossroads and see if something in the lighthouse calls to it. Perhaps it will yield some insight into your new ally.
I appreciate it. Solas has been helpful while he's trapped in the Fade. But anything that can help me get inside his head will help counter him getting inside mine.
Wisely spoken. Solas rarely lies directly, but he finds ways to weave the truth into a noose you find yourself wearing.
I considered Solas a friend. I'd hoped to convince him to see reason. It's too late for that now. But still, if this can give you some insight, help you understand him, whatever it turns out to be, I hope that it helps.
We should go, Inquisitor. The armies in the south need you.
Right. Harding, stay sharp. You're my eyes in the north.
Always, Inquisitor.
Rook, good luck. If I come across anything else that can help, you'll be the first to know.
Thank you. We should take a break. Back to the lighthouse for a bit.
That was a lot of, like... We remember the plot of the first game, and the second game, and the third game? I don't know, the name dropping was all, like, places I've been to before. People I've met. It's cool. It did just feel kind of... focused, segregated off from the rest of the game, just sort of like, hey... I don't know. Yeah, I guess it was, well, I mean, you haven't played these games before, so that was like, you know, kind of how they feel probably. Just a bunch of words that, like, I've been to Kirkwall, I've been to Ferelden, I've been to, you know. That's true. The cute bit with, yeah. When I was like, hey Harding, you know everybody, do you know the Divine? As the Divine is basically the Pope, and she says like, oh, you know, I've met them, but like not super well. You get to choose who the Divine is at the end of, or not at the end of, but as like part of the ending to Inquisition. And whoever you pick, it's one of your 40 party members. So she was super vague about like, yeah, I've met her because she has, even if it was whoever the choice was. That was why I thought it was kind of funny. The game trying to like hedge their bets. But yeah, she just mentioned a bunch of people that were in the party. She mentioned a bunch of her advisors. She mentioned a lot of the towns that we've been to. The town she said it fell. The town she says it fell in Ferelden, and people freaked out. Ferelden is the country that the first game takes place in. The town that fell was the capital of that country. Everyone evacuated to Redcliffe. Redcliffe is one of the second biggest towns in the country, and one of the places where I did a mission in. I saved the kid and got an army from Redcliffe to go help fight the Blight in the first game. Kirkwall is the city that the second game takes place in. That's in the Free Marches. That's also fallen at this point. I've met the Viscount. We were not best friends.
Rook, just got word. First Warden's calling everyone back to Weishaupt. Everyone except me, seems like. Guess the First Warden didn't like me joining your team.
Calling Wardens back from all over Thedas is a big step. Did he give any reason why?
Not exactly, but I've heard rumors of a massive Darkspawn horde on the move. Even hearing there's an Archdemon with them.
We need to warn the Wardens. Let them know what's coming.
Agreed. Rook, if the gods have an Archdemon, Warden lore says Archdemons only show up during a blight. Doesn't say anything about elven gods. Seems like the rules have changed, and we're going in blind. We need to know what we're up against.
I'll talk to Solas, see if he knows anything about any of this. Make sure the others are ready to move.
So, our understanding of the Blight from previous games combined with what we've learned so far, and knowing how games are, I'm sure the understanding is incorrect. Because we gotta reveal stuff. Now let me just read through this real quick. Message from the Inquisitor. Though the circumstances prompting our meeting were perhaps not what either of us would have chosen, I'm glad we did meet. I'd heard of you from Varric, of course, and Harding spoke and continues to speak highly of you. However, the greatest Order Council came from Morrigan. She's always had a knack for spotting those who might shift the foundations of the world, even if they don't know it yet. That's fair. So it was she who suggested we meet, and as always, heeding her counsel proved to be the wise decision. Unfortunately, I sent green TARDIS and the echoes of Solas's ritual and escape of the gods ring across the south, and the smell of war is heavy in the air. In Orlais, a split faction in the nobility has made common cause with the Venatori and launched an assault on both royal forces over Orlais and the borders keeps of Ferelden. Antum Corsairs harass shipping out of Ostwick. And then the Frostwick was from Inquisition. And in the far southern wilds, Blight has emerged once more. Darkspawn in great numbers have been spotted near the ruins of Ostagar. Ostagar is an old... it's Moria. It's Moria for this game. The dwarves are the people who deal with the Darkspawn the most, because the Darkspawn typically come from underground, so the dwarves are kind of the first line of defense. But as it leaves us out to me, and I stand by that. I share this news not to ask for help, but to remind you that and your people are not alone. The gods stir the greatest evils in Thedas, and yet its people stand stalwart and resolute. Take care of the gods in the north, and I'll make sure the south handles itself, and when this is all over, we'll drink to victory. First round's on me.
Need and knowledge.
That's still just 26. I mean, 2 had to change is tempting, but no, I think the 75% actually damage to berry is the best. Okay. Is there anyone for me to talk to? No. There's a mural for me to check. Help, this is the puzzle.
You cannot do this, Elganan. You swore that we would give up our commands when this horrific war was over.
Our people need our leadership. If you're unwilling, leave.
Our people must rebuild, and we must help unite them.
So, we did not fight for freedom, but to conquer this land and our own.
We fought to win, and now the Ivanuris are as gods. I do not answer to Mythal's annoying lapdog.
The people are afraid. They must believe in something.
They need strength.
And wisdom.
They need gods who can protect them.
We are not gods. You will learn that.
Every lapdog hides a wolf inside.
That was strange. They were speaking Elven, but I understood it.
I believe we have experienced a memory in each of our native languages.
Not just any memory. One of the Dreadwolves.
And the mages who declared themselves my gods? Well, mine and Davrin's, and Rook's.
And they were supposed to protect people. Instead, they seized power. Assholes.
It was so mundane. Nothing grand or cosmic. No setting fire to the sun, just talking, politics. I wish they were monsters. Something grand and terrible. Seeing them like that, they're no better than Tevinter nobles.
But no worse, either. They were people. And people can let you down.
Alright, what else can we take from this memory?
Elgranon was hungry for power. Did anything he could to get it, and to hold on to it.
Then Solus, furious at Elganon's installing himself as a despot, started his rebellion.
There's another moving part in this. Mythal. She was keeping the peace.
Mythal and Solus were close. The Inquisition found a temple to Mythal, and there were wolf statues everywhere.
Then she sides with Elgranon over him. A betrayal.
Do I see Mythal's his reasons?
It sounded like Solus was loyal to Mythal. What did Elgernon call him? Mythal's lapdog? And then she grabs power alongside Elgernon instead of standing for her principles. I'd be angry too.
Angry enough to start a rebellion?
That's not how he'd see it. He didn't destroy the world. Elgernon did. Solus did what he considered necessary to stop him.
Solus would try to justify what he did, but he'd also blame himself for what happened.
Perhaps these murals aren't simply memories. They're what Solus wishes to forget.
His regret. That means they're a way to learn his weak points.
Why are we worried about Solus? He's trapped.
Right. But the Dread Wolf was the god of trickery. He's looking for a way out. Bet on it.
Meanwhile, keep your eyes open in the crossroads. If there's a way to restore the rest of these murals, Solus would have kept it in his hideaway. It'd be nice to get inside his head for a change.
Pretty sure I have them all. Oh, another regret. Thought they were all gonna be different things, but they're all regrets.
I was not certain you would come.
You were the one who walked away. I never turn my back when my friend needs me.
The Evanuris seek the magic of the Blight.
Impossible. The Blight is safely sealed away forever.
Oh, I wish I could believe you. I have sensed the breaking of the wards.
I will investigate your claims. If they forget the danger of the Blight, I will endeavor to remind them.
What if, instead, you left the Evanuris and remained with me? Do you not wish for freedom from this struggle?
Be at peace, love. I will stop them.
As you must. The Blight is our mistake.
By the way, I've met Mythal in the previous games, sorta.
Did Mythal call Solus love in that memory?
That's what it sounded like.
So they were doing it.
The elven gods were free with their emotions. They felt things deeply. The way they express things, well, it feels romantic to us, but that wasn't really how it was. Back then, I mean.
Nah, they were doing it.
Oh, they were absolutely doing it.
Being with someone you're rebelling against? Doesn't sound like Solus.
He also met her in secret and talked about how they could run off together.
It sounded so tragic and romantic.
Yep.
Oh, wait. Never mind. That does sound like him.
So the Dread Wolf goes to Mythal. They might be fighting, but they have history.
And he warns her about the other gods using the Blight. That's more important than his rebellion. It's like kingdoms coming together when an archdemon rises.
Mythal didn't think it was possible. She said the Blight was sealed away. There's an old legend about it. Davrin, the one with Andrul's armor. Not sure it matters.
Maybe they'll explain what the...
We're deep in elven lore already. What's the legend say?
Right. Well, Andrul was the goddess of the hunt. She put on armor, magic armor, made of something called the Void, drove her mad.
I remember this one. The other gods were afraid Andrul would turn on them. She was doing all kinds of horrible things, causing plagues. It does sound like the Blight.
Well, it all ends with Mythal fighting Andrul. After, Mythal turned into a dragon.
She what? Why didn't you start with that?
Anyway, she took Andrul's armor away. Then Andrul's madness left, and peace returned.
Intriguing. So it's possible Andrul stumbled onto the magic of the Blight.
And when Andrul went mad, Mythal took it from her and locked it away.
Until someone started using it again.
Okay, Solus warns Mythal about the other gods using the Blight. It's not just bad, it's something bad he feels responsible for. The Blight was our mistake.
How is the Blight their mistake? Did they find it? Did they make it? What does that mean?
Whatever it was, it convinced Mythal to take him seriously.
So Mythal goes off to investigate what Solus says. Then, what? It's too clean.
Seems plenty messy with them doing it.
But this isn't just a memory. It's something Solus wanted to hide. What's the crime? What did we see here that he feels guilty about?
I think I might know. When the Inquisitor was saving the world from the breach, she met Mythal.
What? Like in a dream?
Nope.
It was complicated. She helped the Inquisition. There was a magic pond and a dragon.
Nice!
The point is, she also said the other elven gods betrayed her, killed her.
Okay, sorry, point of order. If they killed Mythal, how was she still around to help the Inquisition?
Elven god magic? She'd spent centuries gathering strength and sharing people's bodies, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about
If
right.
it was a truly benign possession, that speaks to her character.
Solus tried to do the right thing by warning Mythal about the other gods using the Blight. But he got her killed.
Well, it's not just that she died.
What do you mean, Tosh?
It's... Ugh. There was stuff he wanted to tell her, but he waited too long, and then she was dead. He never got to make it right. That twists you up.
That's it. There's our crime.
Doesn't really tell us anything we can use, though.
We know more than we did. That's something.
Then I guess we keep our eyes open if we come across more of these memories.
I like this round table. I wish they had split up the collection and delivery of these statues across the whole game, instead of me just placing all 4 of them in a row and watching these conversations. I mean, it's cool, but the pacing could have been a little better. These were not sources of my high-level adventures, by the way. Maybe one of them.
You dare to try to cage us, jealous of our growing power!
You will pay the final price for this betrayal.
We warned you not to use the Blight. For this, and for Mythal, I sentence you to sleep in exile ever after. Your own lives will form the veil that keeps the horror you unleashed at bay.
You know what? Since we are doing a lot of Blight, I'm going to pause here. Okay, so here's what we know about the Blight before this game. No, fuck, go to hell. Actually, hold on, I gotta answer this. Alright, never mind. Sorry, I'm back. So, the Blight. There's a place called the Golden City. It's where the gods supposedly come from. This is where we believe. The god, the maker, the creator god. You know, Yahweh of this world. They call him the maker. Her? Whatever. Tevinter, which is the country I'm from Marathos, is run by mages. They're like the evil empire. And they cast a big spell, and they managed to break into the Golden City. When they broke in, the Blight escaped. The Blight was inside the Golden City. The Tevinter mages got corrupted by the Blight and became like old blighted gods. The Blight is when one of their spirits inhabits an archdemon, and Darkspawn exists forever, but when they inhabit an archdemon, the Darkspawn start growing and get super aggressive, and the archdemon looks like a big dragon. And Blights are super hard to stop, because if you kill an archdemon, the soul of that old Tevinter mage god, whatever, goes into a different Darkspawn, and that darkspawn eventually grows to be an archdemon, and the blight continues. This is when the Grey Wardens were created. When they kill an archdemon, the soul goes into the Grey Warden. The Grey Warden dies with the soul inside him, and it's over. Yeah. In the first game, Morrigan's mom is a lady called Flemeth. Flemeth is like an old witch of the wilds type lady. Morrigan is afraid that Flemeth plans on living forever by absorbing her body into her daughter. She thinks that Morrigan thinks she was born specifically to like be possessed by Flemeth. She is wrong. Flemeth gets possessed by Mythal. Mythal's possession is benign. She shares the body with Flemeth. She does not replace her or anything like that. But she finds out too late. We fight against Flemeth. We think we kill her, but Mythal keeps her alive or some shit. She comes back in the second game. She's around in the third. I'm pretty sure Solas killed her in the end of the third. So Mythal might be like gone now for reasons unclear. And Morrigan did a ritual, and when the archdemon died, the soul went into her unborn baby's body instead, has been cleansed, and she has a little boy that has a cleansed soul of an old god running around somewhere through the story, and that's how your main character may survive the end of the first game. I think that's all we know about the Blight, and Tevinter, and whatever. So a lot of this is new information. Don't know how Solas is to blame for the Blight, but we've never known where the Blight came from. Don't know what he has to do with the Golden City, but the fact that the Tevinter mages found the Golden City has always been super iffy. Like, they thought they found the Golden City, but all we know is they found where the Blight's from. Anyway, carrying on.
The gods away and created a veil between this world and the Fade. I mean, they were terrible, no question. But what he did, it didn't just stop them. It destroyed our culture, our world.
It wasn't just to stop them. It was to stop the Blight. We've seen how bad Elgar'nan and Gillenane are. Imagine all 7 corrupted gods running wild.
So he created the Veil just to keep the Elven gods locked in their prison?
Yes, to keep them from accessing the Fade, but was the creation of the Veil around the world an accident?
You heard him yelling. That's not the sound of a ritual going right.
What do you think, Rook?
Damn.
When I joined the Shadow Dragons, the first thing they told me was to remember why we were fighting. We protect those who couldn't protect themselves. You don't start fights that could endanger bystanders. I know Solas had to stop the gods, but a lot of innocent people died because of his big, flashy trap.
Fair odds he agrees with you. That's why he's ashamed of this memory.
I had another question, and I'm sorry, maybe this doesn't matter, but Solas trapped the blighted gods in an ancient elven building, right?
That's what it looks like. Maybe a palace? Fancier than what I've seen in Arlathan, at least.
And then, the Magisters were lured into the Fade. They broke in, which let the Blight escape, and turned the Golden City black.
Right, and the Black City hangs in the Fade, a little reminder of their mistakes. What's wrong, Lace?
I guess they explain a lot of what I
It's just, the Chant of Light says that the Maker built for them the Golden City, the center of all creation. But if the Golden City was an ancient elven palace, then the Maker didn't build it. The elves did. The Chant of Light is Andraste's visions from the Maker, but it sounds like it's wrong.
You're asking if we just disproved the entire Andrastian faith.
Did we?
Oh man, am I a believer or a non-believer? I feel like I'm not.
The Maker was never my faith, Lace. But I'm sorry this is hard for you.
The Chant of Light has seen many iterations over the centuries. This may simply change our understanding of it.
But this was the one I grew up with. My ma still sings the chant. You know?
The Dalish clans are struggling with the same thing. What do we keep? What do we lose?
The Elven Gods, the Maker. No matter who you light a candle to, you've got some hard questions to ask yourself right now.
Doctrine is not the truth. It is one of many paths to the truth.
I recognize the sentiment, though not the specific quote. Who said
Some
that?
Panara shit.
My mother.
Oh.
Questions of faith aside, we have some very real gods that still need killing.
Looks like there are 3 more of these murals with the Dreadwolf's old memories. Wonder what else he's hiding.
I also wonder what else.
You have so long observed the world. Why not consider joining it?
But I have no desire to live as humans. I have the Fade. Besides this talk of taking on a solid form, I think you underestimate the danger. When you took the glowing stone to build your body, did the earth not shake?
Delirium gives us the strength we had when we were of the Fade. We are the best of physical and spirit. I need your wisdom, Solus. To withstand the louder voices who would go too far like Elgar'nan. I need you.
This is madness. You must know that. I will always follow where you go.
Okay. That's big.
What? This is astounding. The ancient elves were spirits who voluntarily manifested a physical form.
I'd rather go back to talking about the Blight.
Hey, Lucanus. Could Spite turn into an elf?
No.
Sorry, but... what?
We hid the truth for as long as we could, but yes, Balara, Davron, and I have secretly been spirits this whole time.
Not funny.
I don't know. Sounds like something a rage demon would say.
You're going to confuse Tosh.
What? I wasn't listening. There weren't any dragons in this one.
To be clear, this memory only shows that the first elves originated from spirits. You 3 are no more spirits than anyone else conceived naturally.
Conceived naturally? Guess I'll go ask my mother.
The knowledge that an entire people were formed from a mass manifestation could change our entire understanding of magic.
If we let it out, is that the right call? Do you want bigoted humans yelling about how elves are demons?
Davron's got a point. World's not short on small-minded humans.
If the world learned about this and it led to attacks against elves...
Elves have enough trouble as it is down in Ferelden.
We have to tell someone, though. Strife and Irulan, at least.
If I told Thea and Viago, they'd think I was sampling Viago's poison collection. No one would believe us.
Okay, we keep this to people we trust who have good reason to know. No shouting it from the rooftops.
Agreed. The Morn Watch has a great deal of experience keeping dangerous secrets.
So, beyond the world-shaking stuff, what else did we learn here? Solus himself was a spirit.
What kind do you think he was?
Well, his name is Elven for pride.
Oh, okay.
There's something else. Not about spirits, or not all about them at least. Solus didn't want to become a person with a physical body.
Right. He only agreed after Mythal begged him.
Then that's his regret. He wishes he'd never taken physical form.
Maybe, but not just that. Solus was scared. They built their bodies out of lyrium, and it made the ground shake.
You think the ground shaking was the Titans?
It makes sense, doesn't it? Something was hurting them, taking their blood.
So they struck back, like we'd swat a stinging bug.
The first memory we saw, with Elgar'nan seizing power, it happened at the end of a war.
A war between the Titans and the Elves.
And we just saw how it started.
It feels like we still don't have the full picture. But I think that's part of what Solus regrets. He didn't see the danger.
Except he did. He was worried, you said it yourself.
He did it for Mythal. Everything that followed, he could have prevented, if he just told her no.
Then he's got a war on his conscience. Plus whatever we find next.
Have you created what we need?
With this, the proper ritual will sunder every Titan from its spirit. But you must know those severed dreams will certainly be driven mad. A disembodied blight of pain and anger. It is awful what we're doing.
Oh.
The only way to end this war.
Oh. Okay, that's a big one.
Solus made the weapon that killed the Titans. No, not killed. He cut away their dreams and left them broken and mindless. He passed me in the halls of Skyhold for a year. He made polite conversation, and he knew. He knew what he did.
This feels weird. No. Oh, I am sorry for my people, not... Okay, that makes sense.
Lace, what my people did to yours, that's unforgivable.
You don't need to apologize.
Well, someone should.
Our leaders
Solas
attacked
won't.
the Titans for their lyrium. Then, when the war turned against the Elves, our leaders did this.
And when the war was over, they enslaved your ancestors. No. Solus, Mythal, and Elgar'nan are the ones who need to apologize.
To do such a thing. No wonder regret eats away at Solus.
No, it's worse than that. That isn't what Solus regrets. Those severed dreams will be driven mad. A disembodied blight of pain and anger.
Mierda.
You can't. That's not possible.
Yep.
When a warden hears the calling, it's like a song in their mind. Sound familiar to you, Lace?
The song of Lyrium. Of the Titans.
We think of the Blight as this monstrous force with no mercy, no compassion. Evil incarnate. Instead, it's a caged animal. Mistreated and imprisoned for centuries. Until all it knows is fear.
What does this mean for Darkspawn? Should we be trying to help them?
No, that's a dumb question.
I don't believe so. If the Blight is a corrupted dream, Darkspawn may be mindless manifestations of its anger.
Right. They're not people. We're never going to get through to them.
The Titans are a problem for later. We have Elgar'nan and Ghilanane to deal with now.
And then I want Solus to look me in the eye and answer for what he did.
Each of these memories has been a deeper regret, and almost all of them involve Mythal.
Only one mural left to uncover by my count. If we find it, we'll see what's worse than this.
What is worse than creating the Blight? Fuck. Yep. Find out. Oh. Yeah, no, that tracks.
I knew that you would find me soon enough. You need the power of a god. The strength that I alone still carry.
The blighted Evanuris will soon break free from their prison. I must make a stronger one that can contain them.
While the prison is important, it is not the only goal you seek.
Why should I not tear down the veil and bring back immortality to all the Elven people? They deserve it.
The Elven people of today do not deserve to see the world they love be torn apart to salve your conscience.
I must fix what I have broken. I am sorry.
As am I, old friend.
Solas killed Mythal? After all that? Is this another memory from a different time?
No. He wore that same outfit in the Inquisition. We knew Solas woke up in this world without most of his power. Now we know how he got it back.
By killing the only other god around and stealing her power.
All that epic magic and godly power. In the end, it comes down to love and murder. Same as always.
Every big mistake Solas made is tied to Mythal. He sacrificed his life as a spirit to join her.
He sacrificed his morals when he created the dagger to stop the Titans.
When the other gods struck her down, he destroyed the Elven Empire to avenge her.
Then he wakes up in this world, where everything's gone but his mistakes. And there she is, alive.
And after all he's done, she sides against him again.
All these mistakes are his fault. And hers, too. If she won't help him fix the world, of course he has to kill her.
So, how does everything we know help us now?
He's being honest about fighting the Blight. Whatever happens, he won't risk letting it back out into the world.
Agreed. But he has a plan to escape that prison, and not one we'll like.
He turned on Mythal, the one person he was actually loyal to. There's no way he won't turn on us.
Yep.
He's a spirit, or was once. He might be able to possess someone, affect minds, all the things spirits do.
He created the veil. His very nature is tied to it. That will be a source of strength, but also a potential weakness.
Mythal has him all messed up. Anything about her or Elgurnon is gonna make him angry. Sloppy.
Solas thinks he knows what's best for everyone. Anything he does, he'll do while telling himself he's the hero.
The bad news is that the god of lies and trickery is almost definitely preparing to betray us. The good news is that we've gone through his dirty laundry.
So, we know his motivations. You think we can set a trap of our own?
That's the hope.
You have witnessed the Protector's tale, Dweller. Almost to its end.
Almost? How can there be more?
When the mighty fall, their echoes cross the ages. An audience is warranted. Speak with your visitor. She awaits you in the crossroads.
Don't tell me Mythal is still hanging around somewhere. And I agree that his regret that's the weakest one. But also, regrets aren't always logical, so I will forgive that. But I agree that, like, if he hadn't had a body, stayed as a spirit, I don't think things would have turned out, like, great for everybody. Sorry, Tosh, I like you, but, like, you're kind of not really... not really the lore person. I mean, Nev was good in those conversations. Emmerich was good, Harding was really good. But Lara was kind of an exposition dump, but... no, it's more.
Well met, Rook.
How did you get here?
I did tell you I had my ways through Illuvians when I introduced you to the Inquisitor, did I not?
The Illuvians in general, yes. But not the Dreadwolf's Crossroads.
I would think you have more pressing questions at the moment. Questions about Solus and Mythal?
Mythal?
The two gods have always been linked, have they not? First, when Mythal bade her companion spirit to abandon the Fade and take on mortal form. Then, when Solus spilled Mythal's mortal blood, that he might absorb her power as his own.
Wait, how do you know exactly what we saw of Solus's past?
Think upon it, Rook. You saw for yourself in the Dreadwolf's memories. When Mythal stood against the gods' manipulations of the Blight, she was betrayed and struck down. Yet she survived and returned ages later to aid the Inquisition in its hour of need. How?
So if Mythal was originally a spirit, maybe that's how she survived her body's death?
Very good. Mythal was a spirit turned elven. And when her body was struck down, to spirit, she returned. Her essence sheltered in a willing mortal vessel. Over the centuries, she journeyed from host to host, slowly amassing her former power anew. Until once again, she was struck down, on this occasion, by Solus. He absorbed her power, but not her memories.
Then where did they... Wait, you?
As you say.
You're Mythal? That's why the ambient magic around you is so fractured.
Such a flattering picture you paint of this ancient bond.
What? That was like how Elgernon and Gillenane can talk in your head, but...
'Twas Mythal you heard, her echoes. Yet I am not the goddess returned.
What are you then?
I once feared Mythal would consume me were I to carry her, but 'twas not so. I remained free-willed and mortal. What I now possess is but a spark of Mythal, shadowed memories through which to sift for meaning. As to our admixture, I suspect you have questions.
So many.
You would have met Solus in the Inquisition, right?
I did indeed. 'Twas before I possessed Mythal's memories. At the time, I thought Solus a scowling elven apostate whose sole passion was finding arguments. He heard me, in all my ignorance, expound on the histories of the elven people, explaining legends he had witnessed himself.
Bet he loved that.
'Tis not a memory that brings me pride.
No, I wouldn't like that either.
How can you carry Mythal's soul if you're not an elf?
Her spark has sheltered within both elves and humans who were sympathetic to her in thought and circumstance. Mythal's last host was a woman wronged, trapped by those sworn to love her. We may readily imagine their kinship.
The fall of our civilization, the wars, everything elves went through. Where was Mythal for us then?
After the gods' betrayal, she was a shadow of her former self, bereft of her power, slowly regaining her strength over the centuries. So she aided the elves as she could, speaking in dreams and offering counsel that ended blights and prevented wars.
At least now we know.
Probably not.
Do you have information we can use against Gillenane or Elgernon? Or Solus?
The last time Mythal faced Elgernon and Gillenane, she was struck down by the very dagger you now carry.
What about Solus?
You may recall he murdered Mythal's former host to claim her godly might as his own. I hoard no untapped magical secrets, Rook. What I do possess, I share freely with you and the Veil Jumpers.
All right. So there's the soul of an elven god inside you. How does that even happen?
Mythal's last host was my mother, Flemeth.
Oh.
When I learned she intended me to become the next receptacle of an ancient god's soul, I feared naught would be left of my own. It inevitably came to pass on a deep night. I was awakened by the presence of a blaze of magic in the shape of a woman who both was and was not my mother.
This isn't the strangest thing I've heard, but it's close.
'Tis difficult to describe, even now. Mythal's memories were both gift and burden, this blazing woman told me, but I must accept them of my own accord. The decision was paralyzing. What would it mean to become such a host? What would be lost if I refused? In the end, 'twas something in my mother's voice which guided me.
What was that?
Regret. Not the regret of a god, but of a mother who knew she would never see me again. And so, my mind remains my own. What I gained was knowledge, both Mythal's and of those who bore her.
Oh god, you have all of your mom's memories? That's weird. I don't like that.
You didn't come out here just to tell me you're Mythal.
I am not Mythal in her entirety, but yes, the Dreadwolf has occasion to visit you in dreams, where he portions out advice. And now, after finding his memories, you have peered into his deepest sorrows. Tell me then, what do you make of Solus?
I should ask you. Mythal knew Solus better than anyone.
I would influence your answer. Or do you mean to discover if I would stand directly against the Dread Wolf, were there a need?
Would you?
I shall aid you in any way, but that, even had I the power. What has passed between Solus and Mythal, I beg you, do not ask this of me again.
Solus talks a lot about what has to be done, being forced to make hard choices. But it's like he's trying to talk himself into it. I think, deep down, he doesn't entirely believe what he's saying.
'Tis exactly like the old wolf to tie himself into the most intricate knots. 'Tis not malice which made Solus your opponent, but conviction, a belief that only he may halt what he set in motion. Yet Solus was once beloved of Mythal. 'Tis his very loyalty and love for his people that led to the tragedy we now face. You may be in a position to determine how it ends, more so than either of you might realize.
Maybe there's a way we all get what we want.
Do you truly believe such a thing?
Well, maybe at least what we deserve.
If you would shape the outcome of your battle, I've one last secret to share. When Mythal was struck down by the other gods, it was with her own Lyrium dagger, the dagger you now carry. Solus recovered it from Elgar'nan, and from it extracted a fragment of Mythal that had lain hidden within its depths. This fragment, a younger sister to the one I carry, if you will, resides here, in the crossroads. I can open the way for you. Find her, survive the encounter, and the essence you obtain will aid you in times to come.
Another fragment of Mythal? In addition to the one inside you?
You are aware of what the word fragment means, are you not? One small piece of many, formed when something greater is broken. The first elves were spirits, as you well know, and when a spirit is broken, it may shatter into pieces, each holding part of the original. Among the ancient elves who became known as gods, Durthaman and his brother, Falondine, are but one example.
All of that sounded great until survive the encounter.
You know Solus, and have seen Elgar'nan, and memories of Mythal. They are creatures of emotion, as all spirits are. The fragment of Mythal that resides in me lived among mortals for thousands of years. She has grown wiser and more patient. This younger sister has not. She is the essence of Mythal as a god. She is unlikely to listen to polite requests, and though she is but a fragment of the goddess, the battle will test you sorely.
If she's just going to attack us, why tell us about her at all? We have enough enemies already.
A fragment of a god's essence is a powerful thing. It may give you options against Elgar'nan and Gillenane, or against the Dreadwolf himself, should he prove as cunning and treacherous as ever.
If I were to try to talk with her, do you have any suggestions?
She will demand respect, but detest flattery. She appreciates righteous anger, but will not tolerate pity. She is, for want of better phrasing, prickly. But if you are determined to try, then I wish you luck.
What kind of spirit was Mythal before she became an elf? I know Solus is elven for pride.
Mythal enjoyed ruling and having power, but it came not from the overweening desire to crush resistance, as is the case with Elgar'nan. The emotion that inspired her might best be described as benevolence, a guiding hand inclined to kindness. But like any spirit, when angered or twisted against her purpose, a more violent aspect arose. Where the Dreadwolf's wisdom gave way to pride when the world did not meet his standards, Mythal's benevolence gave way to retribution. After all, when kindness fails, the guilty must be punished.
I'm not going to ask for help.
Thank you for the information, Morrigan.
There is one more thing, if I may. Something whispered not by myself, but Mythal. The elves have learned many of the glories and horrors of ancient Elvenon. Yet your people live in this world now as the old elves never could. Know it as they could not. There is your strength. 'Tis why you shall surpass what came before one day.
Did Mythal see this? Is it a prediction?
A hope. From a mother to her distant children, no less beloved than any before them.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It's probably going to be a 5.5. Let's see. I'm probably not underleveled for this.
fail, or be sundered completely.
We're getting close to where Morrigan said that other fragment of Mythal was.
Emmerich is still only 3, Jesus. Nah, let's not respect the goddess. I probably should, but I'm not. Let's go. I mean, maybe I don't have to fight. Maybe it's just dialogue.
Be willing to speak with us, or are we bound?
You are Rook. I have seen you and your companions. I never again expected to see my children in the Dreadwolf's crossroads. And you know who I am?
Mythal.
The part of me that survived betrayal by the rest of the Evanuris, if this can be called surviving. Solas. He drew me from the dagger that struck me down, but what is left of me can only survive here. I cannot return to the world, and even the true Fade is denied me. All I can do is watch. Have you come to seek the blessing of your god? Or did you come to ask your god to sacrifice herself to help you defeat the monsters Elganon and Gillenane have become?
I came here to ask for your help. The gods have endangered the world and...
You dare explain to me what they are doing? You are 1,000 years from knowing the proper words.
We saw Solas's memories. His regrets.
You saw the recollection he cultivated like a tree, twisting to catch the sun. You wish for my help? Convince me. Make your case, and I will yield my essence willingly to help you against Elganon and Gillenane. Fail, and I shall kill you for wasting my time, or you will kill me and obtain my essence in doing so. A harder-edged, simpler version.
Okay, this is a real dialogue thing.
Since a petitioner stood before me, so why should I help you?
Solas is helping me.
Solas is using you. Besides, why should I esteem the Dreadwolf's approbation? He rebelled against me.
But the two of you stayed close.
Until he killed the tattered fragment of me who hid inside the human swamp witch and wept. He keeps me here, yet has not visited since waking from his slumber. Tell me this. What should I have done when Solas turned against me after all we had been to one another?
Damn. Fuck it.
Maybe you should have listened when he warned you about staying on as rulers after the war.
Are you saying I was wrong?
You asked me what you should have done. I can't prove my worth by lying to you. Solas didn't want to manifest a physical body or destroy the Titans. He did things he hated because he cared about you. Supporting you and Elgar'nan becoming rulers was the one line he wouldn't cross. If someone who followed you everywhere refused to follow you there, what does that say?
Not bad, but not enough. Let us speak of something else.
Okay.
If I don't stop the gods, the whole world will be corrupted by the Blight.
That is why you must succeed, so tell me why I must help you.
We know the truth about the Blight. We know it came from the imprisoned dreams of the Titans after you and Solus defeated them.
And?
I mean, it is her fault.
Stopping the Blight mattered enough for you to talk with Solus, even after he rebelled against you. It mattered enough for you to stand against the other gods.
And I was struck down for doing so, betrayed by those I had ruled beside for centuries.
You made the difficult choice to protect your home, because it was the right thing to do. Help me do the same.
If you wish to prove your worth, you must do better than that.
Okay.
You can't want Elgornon and Gillenane to rule the world. Not after what they did to you.
I ruled alongside them for centuries. I bear them no love now, and they were ever flawed, as all rulers are. Yet they were better than the others who threatened your ancestors. Monsters like the Titans, or selfish fools like Anaris. Set the Blight aside, and tell me why I should help you topple your own gods.
We don't need gods of any kind protecting us.
Is that so? You are a petulant child who complains that your room does not have enough pretty toys. You've no idea how many monsters lurk outside the walls of the house your parents created to keep you safe. Your words are weak. Prove your worth or die.
Damn it. I really want to dialogue her though. She looks cool as hell.
Everyone get ready.
Her draconic form is quite formidable.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, that was a waste. Okay, I'm not gonna beat my head into this wall. Jesus Christ, 781 stagger. Alright.
A god's fragment, sharper than the whole. Prevail, or be sundered completely.
We're getting close to where Morrigan said that other fragment of Mythal was.
Still not respecting. Don't care.
It has to be her.
Do you believe she'll be willing to speak with us? Or are we bound?
You are Rook. I have seen you and your companions. I never again expected to see my children in the Dreadwolf's crossroads. And you know who I am?
Mythal.
The part of me that survived betrayal by the rest of the Evanuris, if this can be called surviving. Solas. He drew me from the dagger that struck me down, but what is left of me can only survive here. I cannot return to the world, and even the true Fade is denied me. All I can do is watch. Have you come to seek the blessing of your god? Or did you come to ask your god to sacrifice herself to help you defeat the monsters Elganon and Gillenane have become?
I came here to ask for your help. The gods have endangered the world and...
You dare explain to me what they are doing? You are 1,000 years from knowing the proper words.
We saw Solas's memories. His regrets.
You saw the recollection he cultivated like a tree, twisting to catch the sun. You wish for my help? Convince me. Make your case, and I will yield my essence willingly to help you against Elganon and Gillenane. Fail, and I shall kill you for wasting my time, or you will kill me and obtain my essence in doing so. A harder-edged, simpler version. It has been centuries since a petitioner stood before me, so why should I help you?
You can't want Elgar'nan and Gillenane to rule the world. Not after what they did to you.
I ruled alongside them for centuries. I bear them no love now, and they were ever flawed, as all rulers are. Yet they were better than the others who threatened your ancestors. Monsters like the Titans, or selfish fools like Anaris. Set the Blight aside, and tell me why I should help you topple your own gods.
Benevolence gave way to retribution.
What they did to you was wrong.
And you care so deeply for the injustice done to me thousands of years ago.
You deserve justice, and they deserve to be punished for misusing their power and killing you when you tried to check them.
Not bad, but not enough. Let us speak of something else.
If I don't stop the gods, the whole world will be corrupted by the Blight.
That is why you must succeed, so tell me why I must help you.
We know the truth about the Blight. We know it came from the imprisoned dreams of the Titans after you and Solus defeated them.
And?
Stopping the Blight mattered enough for you to talk with Solus, even after he rebelled against you. It mattered enough for you to stand against the other gods.
And I was struck down for doing so, betrayed by those I had ruled beside for centuries.
You made the difficult choice to protect your home, because it was the right thing to do. Help me do the same.
If you wish to prove your worth, you must do better than that.
I'm on the right track.
Solus is helping me.
I got it.
Solus is using you. Besides, why should I esteem the Dreadwolf's approbation? He rebelled against me.
But the two of you stayed close.
Until he killed the tattered fragment of me who hid inside the human swamp witch and wept. He keeps me here, yet has not visited since waking from his slumber. Tell me this. What should I have done when Solus turned against me after all we had been to one another?
Maybe you should have listened when he warned you about staying on as rulers after the war.
Are you saying I was wrong?
You asked me what you should have done. I can't prove my worth by lying to you. Solus didn't want to manifest a physical body or destroy the Titans. He did things he hated because he cared about you. Supporting you and Elgernon becoming rulers was the one line he wouldn't cross. If someone who followed you everywhere refused to follow you there, what does that say?
Your arguments are compelling. I find you worthy, Rook. I have spent thousands of years watching. I shall miss that. But if what I am can protect the innocent and smite the guilty, this is what remains of me. I give it to you freely. Use it to protect this world with kindness when possible and cunning when necessary.
I will. Thank you.
No, Emmerich greatly approved.
The essence of the Protector. Like a piece of the sun. I've never felt something so alive.
And now? What's the next step?
A god knows her moment. At least, her essence does. When the time comes, we'll be ready.
I kind of like this outfit that I put on. Oh, that's cool. He does a lot of fucking damage, but it's all split between 4 elements. I mean, 340 is not bad. No! Whatever.
We did it.
Oh, did I lose experience for not fighting her? That's bullshit.
We got Mythal's essence.
For once, a peaceful resolution.
Not sure what we do with it just yet. But if Morrigan's telling the truth, it'll come in handy at some point.
But I have to keep going. I got no experience for that fucking quest, dude. For that dialogue. I probably would have gotten 1,000 for killing her. Pretty bullshit. I'm gonna say it. Oh, how am I doing at crossroads here? Oh man. One more chest and one more, that's not bad. Still a missing Luvian, so... Probably on track. I'm gonna call it here, get this chest, kinda go back to the lighthouse, check on some people, see if there's any chats to do, and then, does not affect bosses really fucking weakens that. That kills the whole thing. Yeah, not a fan of the... I'm on a boat, motherfucker.
Ancient power twice recalled from darkness. We ferry.
Want to see if there's any talk to Harding, and then we'll,
Anyone tracking down your mystery friend?
The Shaper didn't like me asking about Shaper Valta, or harassing people with talk of dwarven magic.
Damn, that's a disappointment.
Well, I'm not gonna find my answers in Orzammar. My contacts had no idea what I was talking about.
So what now?
we don't get to
I
go
was
to
thinking,
Orzammar.
the voice said look to those closest to the stone. What if she never meant Orzammar?
Huh?
There is another great Tig, the original capital of the dwarves, Kalsharak. It was lost during the First Blight, and its people survived in isolation for hundreds of years. They re-emerged, some 20 years ago?
And you think they're closer to the stone?
Orzammar can't help. What have I got to lose?
Oh man, I like the sound of that.
I'm curious about Kalsharak's isolation.
The dwarves took heavy losses during the First Blight. To stop the Darkspawn from overrunning them, they closed off passages in the deep roads. Those that could retreated to Orzammar. Kalsharak was lost. They abandoned the city and its people, sealed them away with the Darkspawn.
There must have been another way. What they did was monstrous.
Can you imagine being trapped, knowing death was coming?
But they didn't die. The rumors...
That the dwarves of Kalsharak had to change to survive? No one's really sure what that means exactly.
When we find them, you can ask. Are you sure Orzammar isn't hiding something?
Pressing them for information would be tricky. I could anger someone important. If Kalsharak doesn't turn out, I can go back to poking at Orzammar. But not before then.
How do we get in touch with these Kalsharak dwarves?
Already working on it. You don't spend 10 years in the Inquisition without making contacts. I should have a meeting set up by the time we're ready to leave.
I'm I'm sorry, did I unlock a new place to go to? The deep roads? Okay, I definitely don't have the time. But I am excited. Alright, saving and calling it for reals. I'll be back though.